3-year-old Claire Bell was last seen here at her Newman Boulevard home in LaSalle at 9:45 Sunday morning. Neighbors say last night police showed up and started searching door to door, and residents here are very worried about the little girl. While the girl was last seen in LaSalle, she was actually reported missing hours later by her mother in Coteau-du-Lac. That's about an hour west of LaSalle. Police set up a command post there after she went into a store and told someone she didn't have her child anymore. Police say she was driving a gray 2007 Ford Escape with the license plate K50FVE with a sticker that says baby on board. Police say if you saw that vehicle, to call them. There are few details about the woman's state of health, and officers are still trying to figure out the timeline of events, but say an Amber Alert was not issued because it doesn't meet the criteria. To send out the emergency alert, police need to believe a child was abducted, that their safety is in danger, and that officers have information that may help locate the child. The Sûreté du Québec has been searching a wide area all the way to Ontario. Belle is described as 0.9 meters or 3 feet tall and 16 kilograms or 35 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes, speaks English, and was last seen wearing a white long-sleeve shirt with a pink collar, gray pants, and no shoes. She could be with her dog, a brown, long-haired Chihuahua. Police are asking residents of LaSalle and Coteau-du-Lac to check any buildings on their property, and if anyone has information about the whereabouts of the girl, to call 911 or the SQ.
This one really hits close to home because we are close to this region as well where this incident took place. I just want to preface this video. Nothing has been confirmed yet, although the dog that matches the little girl's dog, like they found a dog that was deceased and that dog matches the little girl's dog. So that is not that good. The mother of the missing girl has also just been arrested today, and the source reads, it says, in Montreal, the mother of a 3-year-old girl missing since Sunday has been charged with child abandonment as Quebec police continue to search for the toddler. Richard Elatard, 34, has been charged with 1 count of unlawful abandonment of a child. Claire Bell, 3, was last seen Sunday morning in Montreal's LaSalle borough and was reported missing at around 3 p.m. that day in Coteau-du-Lac, Quebec, about 50 kilometers to the west. So it looks like it took the mom several hours to report her as missing. Why would she take several hours? I do not know. Everything here is allegedly. Nothing has been confirmed to be true yet. There has been a charge laid against the mom, but she remains innocent until proven guilty, of course. The search for the missing girl is taking place in several locations in the Montérégie region, including the Coteau-du-Lac area and near Highway 30 in nearby Vaudreuil-Dorion, Quebec, where a dog that may have belonged to the girl was found on Monday. So that's what I was saying earlier, that they had found that dog deceased. It matches the description. But I did do some digging into the mother's TikTok page and found some clips of her. These clips do not prove anything, and the police have also declined to speak on this specific clip here.
You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly.
Yikes. Yeah, that does not sound good for her at all, right? It sounds like fighting words, and these are some of the comments. So one commenter here says, this is implying something with the father, in my opinion. I hope they've looked at him already. So I like how everybody likes to rush straight to the father, but nowhere did I hear that the father was in the picture at all. The only thing that has to do with the father here is that the child got missing on Father's Day, which was on Sunday, right? Father's Day, but that's the only thing that has to do with the father here. So somebody replied to that comment saying she's been arrested and charged. They won't release her because of her Google history. Nothing to do with the dad. Exactly. Someone says they just released new info on the news. They went through her cell phone and in her search history found that she was looking up urns for children's and funeral arrangements. Wow. So someone is looking for that info, but they can't find it. Apparently it was broadcasted on the local news. So I keep going here looking for another one. So someone is saying here, hated her ex more than she loved her daughter, sadly. So again, somebody else trying to make it about the ex. I don't know that it's about the ex. There's been no mention of the ex or the father in here. Somebody is saying exactly, and until courts start treating the emotional needs of a child with the same level as financial needs, this kind of shite will continue. Why is enforcement of child support strictly enforced, but emotional abuse / parental alienation is ignored? Yeah, luckily I've never, and knock on wood, but I've never been in any of all these family court battles, but I do know that it's always all about the dollars, right? So the dollars, that's the world that we live in. It's money. Money makes the world go round. So somebody's saying this is what Claire was reportedly wearing when she was abandoned by her mother. So she essentially made the video, posted, and took her from her home. Yeah, they did say that she was wearing a white long sleeve shirt with pink pants. Yeah, so someone else is saying all of her posts are screaming emotional instability. No one in her family intervened. If she is hiding the child based on a claim of needing to protect her from someone, usually the father, and family will often buy into any claims made, even if they have never witnessed anything themselves. That's a very, very good point, right? Because a lot of times they can just blame the other party and then the family backs her and then they alienate the dad completely. But if a family can't even attest to that, then it looks like the father might be in the clear here. But nobody knows anything yet, and I advise to just only focus on the facts and no assumptions. So somebody, Ray Snow, says, just saying, the dad is a really good guy, one of the nicest people I've ever met. In most parental alienation situations, the parent being alienated usually is a great person. The other parent wants to punish them for not staying. And then the same person is saying, and if this is a custody situation, it is another example of a judge allowing an emotionally unhinged mother to maintain custody. I've seen it happen so many times. Someone else says, some of the nicest people in public are the scariest behind closed doors. That's true. Classic narcissism right there. Someone else says, sadly, it does happen, but most accusations of parental alienation are cases of abusive parents not wanting to admit that they've crossed lines, that have estranged their children from them, and the other parent actually is trying to keep them safe. And most abusive parents are the best person ever in public. And that means that if the mother was the abusive parent in this family, she likely had everyone believing she was a great person, and the traumatized other parent looked like a wreck wherever the poster's child is. I hope she is back safe. Wow, that's very interesting. So essentially gaslit and blamed. It does seem like the lady has a history of disturbing posts, which unaccompanied, right? If it's unaccompanied by this event, it seems harmless. But in hindsight, one can argue were clues of instability, of mental instability, right? Check out one of them here, for example.
I'm playing the villain, baby, just like you want.
Yeah, what does that mean? I'm playing the villain here, just like you wanted. What does that mean, right?
All right, well, after a year and a half of survival mode, 6 months of investigation, and an entire life burnt to the ground, my nervous system can finally feel safe with just existing again, so that's a relief. I'm a little disappointed I wasn't able to manifest more clarity as to why an environment that felt so safe to me for my entire adult life suddenly became a threat. But it's a relief to know that I'm not entirely nuts, so.
Yeah. What do y'all make of this? The lady has since been charged with child abandonment, but not convicted, and continues to be innocent until proven guilty. I will continue to follow this story closely, and will update you guys on any new findings. And hopefully little Claire is manifested back home safe and sound.